Hello and welcome to this electrifying broadcast capturing the high-octane ICC ODI World Cup final showdown between two cricketing giants, India and Australia, at the iconic Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad on Sunday. India are pursuing a third World Cup title while Australia can claim a record-extending sixth crown. India won the World Cup in 1983 and 2011 editions, while Australia were victorious in 1987, 1999, 2003, 2007 and 2015 editions. This can be termed as a dream final, the El Clasico of cricket, the mother of all battles, or the epic clash. Today we will analyze the strategies, strengths, weakness and the key matchups ahead of this marquee clash. So let's get started. India and Australia have faced off in some of the most engaging contests in the recent times, and a new chapter to their rivalry will be added when they contest 50-over Cricket World Cup's ultimate glory in Sunday's World Cup final in Ahmedabad. The familiar foes will conclude their campaign like they started it, against each other, and none of the 130,000 odd seats at the Narendra Modi Stadium will be empty. Favourites India comprehensively beat number 2 ranked Australia in the tournament opener and then strung together 10 wins in a row to storm into the final of their home World Cup with an unblemished record. Australia, by contrast, began their 2 defeats before going into an 8-match winning streak. Captain Rohit Sharma and his team's semi-final victory against New Zealand considered their bogey side has answered the questions about India's fragility in knockouts. Rohit has led by example with unbridled aggression at the top of the order, allowing others to play with more freedom. Virat Kohli, the tournament's leading scorer, has been the trusted anchor, while others have batted around in the senior duo in India's familiar template. Meanwhile, Australia, however, are banking on their ability to lift themselves in big moments to gate-crash the Indian party and earn a 6th World Cup title. In Adam Zampa, they have a potent leg spinner with 22 wickets in the tournament and a 3-pronged pace attack finally firing on all cylinders after a stellar show against South Africa. Glenn Maxwell can bat for any team out of contention, as he did with the outrageous double century against Afghanistan and the 40-ball 100 against Netherlands. And India will face Australia in the final of the ICC World Cup Final 2023. Here, let's take a look at India's journey into the World Cup final. Armed with a formidable batting unit and a strong bowling attack, India have stormed into the first World Cup final in 12 years after winning 10 games on the trot. The latest being a 70-run win over New Zealand in a thriller at the Wankhede Stadium. Here is a look at India's unbeaten journey into the World Cup final. Match 1, October 8, 2023, India vs Australia. India won by 6 wickets with 52 balls remaining. Match 2, October 11, 2023, India vs Afghanistan. India won by 8 wickets with 90 balls remaining. Match 3, October 14, 2023, India vs Pakistan. India won by 7 wickets with 117 balls remaining. Match 4, October 19, 2023, India vs Bangladesh. India won by 7 wickets with 51 balls remaining. Match 5, October 2023, India vs New Zealand. India won by 4 wickets with 12 balls remaining. Match 6, October 29, 2023, India vs England. India won by 100 runs. Match 7, November 2, 2023, India vs Sri Lanka. India won by 302 runs. Match 8, November 5, 2023, India vs South Africa. India won by 243 runs. Match 9, November 12, 2023, India vs Netherlands. India won by 160 runs. Match 10, November 15, 2023. Semi-final, India versus New Zealand. India won by 70 runs in Mumbai. Sports Desk, DD India. The Indian juggernaut is going to be hard to stop as the hosts aim for first title in 12 years, but the Aussies have the firepower and the craftiness to do just that if they can keep their heads. Former cricketer, we can say that also praising India the way they batted, and we have also joined by our, we can say that our expert Malay Nirav, and after that our correspondent will also join there to give a perspective on this highly anticipated World Cup final. So let's get started. Malay, we can say that a big match here between the two powerhouses of the cricket. Both if you talk about the semi-final, both the semi-finals in this year's Men's Cricket World Cup saw dominant first inning performances that ultimately took the game beyond the reach for the losers. India's merciless batting display, which was anchored by a record-breaking century from Kohli, saw a big total on the board. In the other semi-final, Australia's bowling performance in the first inning was the difference, with South Africa at one stage reeling before David Miller rescued some faint hopes. So, in tomorrow's match, Malay, toss will be crucial?
Well, toss is certainly going to be crucial, no doubt about that. But the semi-final that was played between South Africa and Australia was played on a ground which had overcast skies, which had moisture in its pitch, which was very, very helpful for the seamers and the fast bowlers to start with. Though traditionally South Africa have always preferred to bat first, and that's what they did. But at the end of the day, in retrospect, they must be repenting over the decision, because that initial start, which was a nightmare for them, where they lost 4 wickets one after another, was also because of the conditions which were there. Now, so far as Ahmedabad is concerned, there are two things to be kept in mind. First, that they have kept 2 pitches ready there, and none of them is in the center of the ground. One is on the right, one is on the left, and both the pitches, they were tested by Rahul Dravid and Rohit today. In fact, they went and they were seen pressing it with their thumbs to see how hard is the pitch. I'm sure that Ahmedabad pitches would be slower pitches. They would be slow. And they will also be, most likely, there'll be a spongy bounce there. And the weather reports are not as bad as they were for the Eden Gardens. So here in Ahmedabad, you can actually think of a game which will not be played in similar, identical fashion, or in terms of the conditions as they were there in Kolkata. And so far as India and New Zealand semi-finals were concerned, it was a different kind of a pitch. So now the question arises, the multi-million-dollar question is True. That who would like to bat first on this pitch? My own take on it is that whosoever wins the toss would like to chase, because there'll be some dew factor also. Now, when the dew sets in, and if there is a dew factor, then it becomes difficult to hold the ball, grip the ball. The grip becomes a little less firm than what it is otherwise. So toss is definitely going to be important, but at the same time, it is also important to see how the two teams, whosoever wins the toss and whosoever starts batting in both the halves of the match, who is going to make how many runs in the power play.
True. As you said, the power play is crucial for both the teams, as we saw in this World Cup, the kind of performance done by our bowlers in the power play, our batsmen, the exceptional power play. We can say that Rohit Sharma, the kind of start he is giving. But Malay, if you take a look at in this, we can say the high-octane clash, Australia not only has to face India's formidable batting lineup, but also fierce, we can say, the bowling trio. And apart from that, boisterous fans are also there to cheer Team India. And in the press conference, the Australian captain, Pat Cummins, said that definitely he will try to silence that crowd. So he will enjoy that thing. So big words from the Australian captain. Do you think it may backfire?
These are part of the mind games that the two captains would be playing before the high-octane drama that you're going to be seeing there. Because you see, after all, when 130,000 supporters are there for a team and you have to go and perform against that team, you see, it's an additional factor. It may not be the X factor, but it's a very important factor that you have the crowd support for a team which is already in excellent form, which has not lost one single match. There's no story of resilience here. There's no story of a comeback here. There is no story of peaking at the right moment here. These are the stories which are there on the side of the Australians. So when you look at that, it becomes very simple that whatever they say, the crowd support is going to be a big, big factor for the Indians, number one. Number two, to silence the crowds, well, you saw it in New Zealand when there was a 181-run partnership there from the New Zealanders, when Kane Williamson was batting and Mitchell were batting, then also the crowd had gone silent. But the crowd is boisterous. It is looking for an opportunity. So every run stopped, even if there's no wicket, or every run scored would draw loud cheers, which can have a very, very scintillating impact and a catalyzing impact for the Indians, whereas it can be a demoralizing thing for the Australians.
It has been confirmed that Prime Minister Modi will be also there to witness this historic match, as he is always there to support our athletes, to encourage them. Do you think it will act as a morale booster for our cricketers? So it will be an inspiration to lift the third World Cup for the country?
Of course, it'll be a major, major factor because we have a Prime Minister who has been taking very keen interest in sports, especially cricket. He has been watching it very closely, and it is his, so to say, it is his home ground too. He belongs to Gujarat. He was the Chief Minister of Gujarat before becoming the Prime Minister. The ground at Motera is named after him. And when he's there, the atmosphere becomes electric. Because when the Prime Minister of the nation, is cheering the team of the nation, well, it is like, an additional factor, which can be a very important factor. But at the end of the day, the talking will have to be done by the bat and the ball. So whosoever plays it better will have it in their pit.
So Malay, if we take a look, the way India lost the final against Australia in 2003, and the way things are going, there were many uncanny similarities between the two campaigns. At that time, Australia was on an unbeaten run of 10 matches and India was on an unbeaten run of 8 matches. And the same conditions are here. The same thing, it has been reversed. India is on an unbeaten streak of 10 matches and Australia is on an unbeaten streak of 8 matches. And in that time also, India lost to Australia in the group stage, and here Australia lost to India in the group stage, that is round robin format this time. So do you think this time India will be, we can say that as they have played a fantastic cricket, going to just bulldoze their opponents?
Well, I have a different take on this. I don't think that law of averages and the data and the statistics of the past actually make much of a difference. Look, right now the Indian team that you have is a team which in fact is dreaded by most of the teams of the world. You have a pace battery and a bowling attack, which is simply intimidating in nature. The kind of rhythm that the three of your basemen have got, one after another, these three have actually wreaked havoc for their teams. And also the brilliant bowling by both Kuldeep and Ravindra Jadeja. So when you look at the contribution of the bowlers this time, and the second point, Narayan, that one must remember is that this team of 11 or 12 players that we have, there is not a single weak link in this. Each one of them is actually a match. Each one of them is a match winner. So to say that India will be it'll be under pressure looking at the record of the 2003 final, well, I think it'll be stretching it a bit too far. I should not say this, but nobody knows. It is an unpredictable game. Cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties. But at the same time, let me tell you that the way the Indian team has been playing, performing, and the way each individual has contributed, you see, you will have a hope till the last moment, till the last batter has batted, and till the last ball of the last over has been bowled. Anything can happen. Who knew that Shami would come and take a wicket at a crucial moment and then 7 in a row, and then New Zealand would be defeated by 70 runs in the semi-final.
So both the teams are formidable and very strong. As you mentioned, that it could be anybody's match. And Australia is also known for lifting themselves at the crucial juncture of any tournament. They have did that thing in the past also, considering the fact that in 2015 World Cup also. But the kind of, we can say, the flow, the flow in which India is playing right now, they are looking unstoppable. You stay with us. We are moving to the next story. We will again come back to you. Streets outside the Narendra Modi Stadium transformed into a sea of blue as Indian fans gear up for the epic clash with Australia. The air is electric with anticipation and the cricket merchandise flying off the shelves. Tapas Bhattacharya brings more from the ground.
It's a carnival atmosphere outside this Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, where the final between India and Australia is going to take place. And as I mentioned, it's a carnival atmosphere, so it is but obvious that the stage is set and there are a lot of people who are here to witness this epic clash. And these merchandise are getting sold off like a jiffy. You see these t-shirts, you see these caps, and there are people who are buying this. So कौन सा सबसे ज्यादा बिक रहा है? विराट और
रोहित शर्मा
रोहित शर्मा और कोई?
धोनी का भी है.
विराट कोहली, रोहित शर्मा, MS Dhoni. Although MS Dhoni has retired from international cricket, but his craze is still very much evident here. As you can see, this whole road is lined up with all this merchandise. This is one of the caps. There's another kind of caps they have posted here, and these t-shirts, as I mentioned, it comes in all kind of sizes. So India is favorite, and there are a lot of people who are coming here to buy Indian t-shirts. But Australia is also quite popular. As you see, Steve Smith's t-shirt is also out here, and they are making a beeline. So the whole road from outside this whole stadium is kind of lined up with all these people who are selling the merchandise out here, and these are ranging from 150 to 200 rupees, and it's these kind of merchandise is actually selling off like a hot cake in this particular before this particular match. As I mentioned, this is a summit clash, and before this match everybody is gearing up to witness history in the making. India last time won the World Cup way back in 2011. They missed out in 2019. They got out of in 2019. But this time they have a chance to create history against Australia. And on Sunday, they will be hoping to do exactly that. With Prasar Bharati, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for GD India from Ahmedabad's Narendra Modi Stadium.
So we have seen here the way the fans are very enthusiastic about this World Cup. Also, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are in high demand. So with the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023 coming to its conclusion on 19th November at Ahmedabad, the closing ceremony will be a star-studded event. Cricket fever is at its peak. Indian fans are buzzing with excitement ahead of this crucial showdown against Australia in the ICC Cricket World Cup Summit Clash. And in a one-on-one with Tapas Bhattacharya, fans opens up about their excitement ahead of the Super Clash. Take a listen.
It's India versus Australia, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. It's the summit clash of the ICC Cricket World Cup, and it's going to happen here at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. To talk about this match, I have with me some of the fans who are absolutely ecstatic for this match.
The way India is playing in this World Cup, they have already won almost 10 matches. So this is the final match, and people of India and entire the world will see this match. It's a very fantastic match will happen.
We are very happy that we are seeing India in finals. And to be frank, everyone is going to enjoy this match. Yeah, there should be a little bit of doubt, but we know very well that India is going to win this match, and everyone are very happy. So cheers to India.
किसको support कर रहे हैं match में?
Virat Kohli.
विराट कोहली और इंडिया जीतेगा इस बार. वंदे. You see the excitement is palpable out here. Indian fans are cheering up for Team India. They believe that India has the potential to create history after 2011. This is the first time India will be aiming to bring the glory and the World Cup here in this particular place. With camera person Mukesh Shukla, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for GD India from Ahmedabad.
So the whole cricketing cosmos will assemble at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad tomorrow to witness this high voltage clash between two powerhouses of the world cricket. Again, coming back to our guest, our expert, Malay. Malay, if we take a look at the way the momentum has been started, the fans are very excited. We saw the reports by our correspondent there at the ground zero. So the way the things are building up, do you think that such things sometimes creates pressure among the athletes, among the cricketers, because a high voltage pressure? Do you think the kind of nerves India shown here is impeccable throughout the tournament, and same trend will continue in the summit clash also?
Well, undoubtedly it'll do that, because you see the kind of support that you see coming in here, and with India winning all the 10 matches that it has played so far, India as the hot favorites, and then the opponents, Australians, who have not done so badly, but after losing their first two encounters, have also not given any great display of their cricketing skills in the semi-finals that they played against South Africa. So the Indian fan is extremely excited, number one. Number two, that this whole idea of winning a World Cup at home, when you're playing in your home ground, is something which we have seen the kind of, I remember the 2011 World Cup final and the victory after that. In fact, I was in the DD studios, and when I came out of the studios, was trying to return home, it took me about 5 hours to cover a distance of 7 kilometers. So this kind of the fan following that cricket has and the cricketers have, and the kind of entertainment that cricket provides to millions of people of this nation, which is not a very rich nation, is something which is bound to instill this kind of energy that you see here in Ahmedabad, in Delhi, everywhere. In fact, it's not only a question of the seats being booked and the flights not being available and the hotels not able to give rooms and the prices touching the sky. Even here in a city like Delhi, you will find that many places where they have put giant screens, all the seats have been booked in the restaurants and the hotels and everywhere.
True.
So this kind of excitement is neither unexpected nor unprecedented.
True. Always India, we say that as you mentioned in the when India won the 2011 World Cup, you shared your memories with us. Thanks, Malay, for joining us and giving the perspective on this match and helping us to understand how the match will pan out. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate your joining. So moving to the next story, in the past 14 months, Virat Kohli has slammed 9 centuries, including a sensational T20 international turn against Afghanistan. The skipper's unstoppable form continues to dazzle on the international stage. Here is a report by Tapas Bhattacharya on the talismanic cricketer.
Cricket, a sport woven with stories of legends and milestones. Today we delve into the journey of Virat Kohli, the modern maestro chasing the echoes of his idol, chasing the dream of his idol Sachin Tendulkar. In the symphony of his career, Kohli faced a formidable dry spell, yet emerged with a flourish, scripting a T20 international century that opened the floodgates to 9 more turns in just 14 months. A second wind? Perhaps. His mastery in the chase, epitomized by the unforgettable innings in Hobart, solidifies his status as the chase master of all time. Yet, as Kohli approaches 35, questions linger about his future in the shorter format. As the sun sets on the T20 international career, the whispers of a gradual exit from the ODIs surfaces. Kohli's unwavering commitment though to Test cricket stands tall. Kohli's T20 international days might be behind him, having last represented the country in the format during the World Cup in Australia a year ago. But there is a speculation that he could gradually step away from the 50-over cricket as well. As the 2027 World Cup approaches with Kohli nearing 39, the prospect of the custodians of Indian cricket focusing on the future becoming more plausible. The question of Kohli's role in that distant future remains uncertain. While he undeniably holds the title of the fittest cricketer today, whether this fitness can keep him on par with the younger players in 4 years' time is a topic open to speculation. The quest for 100 international centuries, though, remains uncertain. But in the unpredictable game of cricket, Virat Kohli continues to script his own narrative, fueled by an insatiable hunger for excellence. With camera person Jaishankar, this is Tapush Bhattacharya for DD India from the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad.
Now shifting to another story, here is about Mohammad Shami. He has revolutionized the art of pace bowling in the latest ICC Cricket World Cup. His exceptional skills were showcased with the remarkable 7-wicket performance against New Zealand, solidifying his ODI prowess. He has cemented his place as the new Sultan of Seam. Watch this special report by Tapas Bhattacharya from Ahmedabad.
In cricketing world, there is a new Sultan of Seam, Mohammad Shami, the man who has redefined the art of pace bowling in this edition of ICC Cricket World Cup. His unparalleled artistry on the field is exemplified by a remarkable feat, a 7-wicket haul against New Zealand, providing undeniable proof of his prowess in the ODIs. Denied a place in the first 4 matches, he has zoomed to the top of the bowling chart with 23 wickets in 6 games. It's difficult to tame him once he gets to the wicket-taking mode. Shami's secret weapon lies in the subtlety of his craft. A symphony of skill unfolds as he executes a fluent run-up, a gradual acceleration and a timely jump, the essence of his impeccable action. What sets Shami apart is not just the seam position but the thinking bowler's mindset. With the precision of a surgeon, he consistently attacks the stumps, leaving batters grappling with the dilemma of taking calculated risks. Shami's accuracy, vividly illustrated by his enthralling battle against Ben Stokes, is a spectacle that keeps fans on the edge. As India aims to quench their ICC trophy thirst, all eyes will be on Shami, the maestro with the straightest seam and mind tuned for victory. The stage is set, the Sultan of Seam poised for glory. Will this be the performance that etched India's name in the annals of cricket history? The journey unfolds and the world watches in awe. With camera person Jaishankar, this is Tapush Bhattacharya from the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad.
So high hopes for India, and all are hoping that India will win their 3rd World Cup. So that concludes this special broadcast for the ICC World Cup final. But stay glued to DD India for we can say an extensive coverage for the colossal ICC World Cup final showdown between India and Australia. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.